And what's interesting is, why do we get open space to control? It's because we're playing a midfield position, which then leads into boost control / cut / demo, right? And now we get our open space. And it's kind of weird how that works together. But if you just immediately went back and played a goal line or went here, then you would be forced. All right, we got elite. This is champ 1 doubles. Very good fake, elite. Very, very good. Good demo. Good play altogether. So this is champ 1, Ty. Maybe you could pick some stuff up from this replay and try to see the differences between champ 1 and diamond 1. Let's try elite. Ty, you're going to coach this champ 1 right now? He's making the same one mistake? That's crazy. That's crazy. The guy who loses because of his teammates, who does triple heli resets in diamond 1, is going to coach a champ 1 right now. That's crazy. Elite. Let's focus on you. Let's watch this back. I think you look fairly consistent right now. It's the same one mistake that he doesn't go for a triple reset. Yeah, whatever, man. All right. This will be the last replay for the day. Elite, we're going to make this a banger. I love that you're playing. I love that you're balancing it with work. I already watched like a minute of this. I think basic car control fundamentals look fine. We'll see what's going on. I like the fakes. I really like this fake control play, and I think we fake this too. I really like this. This is big improvement from what we talked about like the other week. And then we did a little boom and chase play. We get the demo. I like that. Game sense checks out. Patient. We get to this position a little bit too quick, but that's fine. That's a fine 50. I would actually say, overall, how I would describe this replay, you're very patient. Very patient. This is fine. I think a lot of these challenges that we end up faking, we actually don't have to fake if we played the midfield. I still like our patience, and I think it's a nice balance between playing defensive and playing aggressive. So I like this, how we're tugged tight in the midfield. So I don't like this space. I think it's a space that's bugging me. I think. That's a really good challenge. It's fine. That was good. Yeah, we just need more of this. There's just a different feeling to this play where we're playing a midfield, we're faking, and then we're fake. Like we're in the position, we're still playing patient, we're still playing defensive, but we're still playing aggressive, but we're not giving tons of space. There's like a different vibe to that play than that was all good too. It's really a consistency thing. Really, it was this. I wish we kind of cut the midfield on defense. This was good. I just don't like how far away we are. I feel like we just need to play a midfield a little bit more. Like, you know, find our little ways to kind of cut back to back boost, or cut out to mid boost, or fake into a back post, or, you know, play a second man but then cut out and play deep, or push forward aggressively. I just feel like it's a spacing / positioning thing, but maintain the decision making. I really like our decision making, and I like our demos, and I like our challenges. Not a ton of control play, but I feel like the spacing and positioning is why we're not getting a ton of control. Just not in a good place to control. That's fine. I mean, overall, Elite, I think this is pretty solid. I think overall decision making is solid. Patience, aggression, like, let's just call it decision making and challenges. Everything looks good. What's lacking is time on the ball, open space control, which I typically see a little bit more from you, since you're a little bit more leveraged in the champion ranks due to mechanics. I think, personally, I always feel like you had really good mechanics for the rank. I think the reason we're not getting that open space control is we are slightly out of position. A lot of different ways you could tackle positioning. I don't think it's demos because we're looking for our demos. I don't think it's cuts because we have cut. I almost get the same vibe I got from cuddling, which is boost. Okay, like, stealing big boost is good. Controlling boost is good. That's how you build pressure. I just think we're leaving rotation, if there is such a thing as rotation in twos. We're leaving an offensive play, and it looks like we're leaving for boost, but I'm torn on this because I'll just like draw up an example. You're creating offense. You're a second man. You leave the play, whatever, and you're all the way back here, and you do your fake into defense. And a lot of times that fake into defense, we're not getting scored on because the opponents are not punishing us. But because we're like faking into defense, we're not like able to build out control from it. Like, I don't know. It's just like a very passive decision. I want to see us, like, instead of rotate all the way back, or it's not a boost thing. Like, I'm trying to take out this bias in my head because someone was talking about boost in chat. It looks like it's a boost thing. It almost looks like it's a boost thing. I feel like it's a decision-making thing where you're, and I've talked about this with cuddling too. It's like you're going to rotate back and you're pre-planning a defensive decision rather than going to rotate back, stopping, playing a midfield, and then being, okay, am I going to cut in to create more offense, or am I going to rotate back? I almost feel like we're pre-planning and we're rotating back to defense too early. So it looks like it's a boost issue. It looks like it's a spacing positioning issue. Like, it looks like a lot of different things, but I think what it's coming down to, it's in like the game sense decision-making area, and it's because these players are not punishing you, so you're more than happy to play defense. But what I want to see out of you is a little bit more ball control, and I think we're not getting the ball control because we're kind of like back here, and it's not bad, you know, it's not bad gameplay. So to kind of rework this a bit, what I would focus on, even though I don't think it's a demo, I don't think it's a cut issue, I think demos and cuts are a great way to indirectly force yourself in the play. So like if you're focusing on demos and cuts, like it kind of keeps you in the midfield because those are aggressive elements. So it kind of like subconsciously ties you into the play a bit more. You could literally focus small pads if you resonate with small pads. You could literally focus rotations down the center of the field or midfield positioning if you resonate with positioning. You could focus on spacing / positioning if you resonate with that. But in terms of like, what is the problem? I want a little bit more control play out of you, where I could see you use the mechanics that you're very much more leveraged in champion. You have, I would say, the mechanics of like a champ 2, champ 3, just based on car control. I want, so that's the problem. I want to see more mechanics, and how to get there, it's kind of like up to you regarding what you kind of resonate with. Is it cuts demos? Is it rotations down the center of the field? Is it lurking and slowing down that rotation, right? Like, picture a lurk, you're like rotating back and you're just like kind of lurking, you're slowing down, playing a midfield. So it kind of depends. I know that we're just kind of like pre-planning this rotation back, and it looks like we have boost on our mind, but I don't think it's a boost management issue because I don't see a 0 a lot. I'm getting just more of this like positioning, spacing vibe where we just need to be here. We just need to be in the play a little bit more. And if we want to fake, it's like be in the play and then fake. rather than get all the way back and then fake. So it's more like cut rotation into fake. I'm confident that that's like kind of how we build on this, but my apologies, Elite, for the convoluted way of going about this. I almost feel like cut demos, even though I said it's not a cut demo problem, I feel like that might be the easiest way to kind of go about this, because that's like, I feel like we're cutting and demoing a lot, and like let's do that a bit more to kind of tie us into the midfield. See what we do. And this is like, you know, like that's where it's like, oh, maybe it's a boost thing, but it's not that you're low boost or you're having a hard time. It's not that we're having a hard time managing our boost. I'm telling you, it's like decision making. Like, play a rotation down the center of the field, like track your small pads, but it's not boost management. We just need to be in the play where you could be in the play and attack this. If you want to play a goal line, you could be in the play and play a goal line. Rather, like, this is the pre-planning, right? Like, you're kind of pre-planning these defensive decisions or these defensive rotations, and I'd rather see us play a little bit tighter in the midfield. What do we do? So this is good. This is good, right? Rotate down the center of the field. And then option, like how these kind of tie together, rotate down the center of the field, focus your pads, cut. And then maybe it's cut. Teammate ends up going fake. So you could still cut and not go for the ball. But maybe it's you cut and, oh, teammate's playing passive. I'll cut or I'll demo. I hope this makes sense. I think what it's rooted in is we're not getting punished. And that's why you're kind of habitually making these wider rotations, because you could get away with it. Like, we could play a deep, that was a good cut from teammate, but we could play back, we could give the opponent space, and they're just going to throw the ball away. And I think that's a good strategy, don't get me wrong, and I think we're kind of building on what we've previously talked about, but now the problem that's arising is I want more time on the ball. I feel like we haven't had any open space to control like we do right now. And what's interesting is, why do we get open space to control? It's because we're playing a midfield position, which then leads into boost control / cut / demo, right? And now we get our open space. And it's kind of weird how that works together. But if you just immediately went back and played a goal line or went here, then you would be forced to play a goal line. And like, it's not bad, but you're stuck with a challenge instead of a cut into ball control. And this is what I want to recreate. I hope this makes sense. Again, apologies for the back and forth review. Overall, I think you're good. And I do think that playing defensive is a good mindset to have, especially in Champion. And you have mechanics and that you could build out these counterattacks. But for you, at least with like the previous replays, I think it's time that we get a little bit more aggressive, but get aggressive through positioning, so that we could kind of, you know, use the mechanics. Again, like, not every Champion player has the mechanics that you have, and we're champ 1 right now. And I feel like it's a shame that we're not air dribbling more or resetting more. And you could kind of see right there, not the best example, but like, you know, you're in the play, right? You're being annoying. We could call this cuts. You could call this ball chasing. It's a little bit awkward. He dives, but now it artificially creates that open space. Okay, versus a teammate who's playing like a goal line, they're forced, if you weren't in this play, they're forced to challenge. They're forced to 50. And you could still create space from a 50 if you could intentionally like push a 50 this way, keep your momentum, get your boost. But it's harder versus cutting and demoing, it's so much more efficient to create space that way. So I initially went off, it's not a cut demo thing. It's not that, it's almost like I want more cuts and demos to kind of be in the play more. But everything's encompassed with being in the play. The one thing is like that the problem that I didn't answer is, why aren't we controlling when we're playing defensive? Why aren't we getting these counterattacks? That's the one thing I did not answer, but I'll keep that kind of in the back of my head. I think for now, like, focus on the good being cuts demos. Let's do it more to kind of get this space to control. I think our pacing was good. Mechanics look good.